Hello, hello, hello. What to do when someone crosses your boundaries. I'm not talking about your children today, I'm talking about the adults around you. This is usually the number one reason why a lot of us begin to doubt ourselves in parenting calmly, in connection, in not using punishments and rewards as a tool to coerce or manipulate or basically get our children to do what it is we want them to do. And we know this deep down that that way only brings disconnection in the long run. We know that. But having the groundedness within ourselves and the ultimate trust in ourselves that we know what is right can sometimes waver when people cross over our boundaries or tell us that we're doing it wrong, or tell us that we're going to mess them up, or tell us that they're not listening to us, they should be listening to us. This could be a partner, this could be a friend, this could be a parent, this could be like a nursery school worker, like anyone outside of yourself that is telling you something different from what you know that your soul is telling you. Anyone that's telling you anything different from that can cause us to doubt ourselves, and that is completely normal. I'm going to explain the science of why behind that. But first of all, it's not a time to, when someone crosses over your boundary, it's not a time to then allow your self-worth pattern to go into that space of, again, my child behaving means that I'm a good parent, because that's not true. That's an illusion. That's not real. Your self-worth and you being a good parent is not dependent on how your child behaves at all. At all. It's not true. It's not real. And that's why so many of us begin to doubt ourselves as well. So if someone is then stepping over your boundary point or how you parent, and they're questioning how you parent, and you know when this is coming from a place of curiosity and it's coming from a place of judgment. So if someone questions you on how you're parenting, it's not always from a space of judgment. Sometimes it can be from curiosity. So there's not always a need to get defensive about it, and you don't need to go down that route either. It's just, you know, and you can feel when someone is questioning you based on curiosity or based on judgment. And if they're questioning you based on judgment, then it's simply a projection of their own fears onto you. So what to do in that situation is not then to berate yourself, beat yourself up and bring yourself down even more. That is a time to then really look within and notice where your own boundaries are wobbling within yourself, and then higher your boundaries up, so that your boundary is even more solid, and that your trust and your belief in your own sense of self and your soul and what your soul is aligning you and guiding you into is more grounded and more solid too. And what happens when you're solid in that stance is that actually these people that are questioning you based on judgment will slowly start to just ripple away, or they may even attack you even more and try and get through that boundary even more deeper. So then you steep deeper into that space, and eventually they will then ripple away. And this is why so many people find it difficult, because they feel like, well, if I don't have this friend, or if I don't have this parent in my life, one of my parents in my life, then what am I going to do? Even though that they know deep down that that situation, that relationship may not be, it may be deemed as toxic, or it may not be healthy for them. It may not be helping you at all with the healthy attachment and connection with your child, with your own life, with yourself. And when we sit and we're on our own and we meditate and we know that deep down, then we know that that's the right thing to do. But following that intuition and following that guidance is often really difficult, because then you have the potential that actually, yeah, these people might leave your life and they might not be in your life anymore. But once that happens, you then actually have gained the space for the people who are going to respect you and respect your boundaries, not because you feel like you're better than anyone else, but because you are actually standing in your own power and staying within your own boundary of, actually, this is how I parent because I know that this is the best way mentally, spiritually, emotionally, for the connection with my child to be nurtured and grow, for me and my own sense of self and my own sanity. So this is what we do, and we love it, and it's okay, and it's great. And if you don't like that, great too. It's not judging other people for being different from you at all. That's not where we're going with this either. It's standing in your own grounded sacredness of, I know this is right for us. I know that actually being present with my child and not using punishments, not using rewards. A lot of my clients also home educate as I do, not sending my kids to school, seeing between the system, all of that stuff. All of that stuff, if it's being questioned and judged, then that's the time to really stand in your own ground. And I've been through this myself within the last year of having to, like, going way down in that space of like actually like questioning my own knowing and then coming back up and then applying higher or deeper boundaries, whatever way you want to see it. And then what happens is when you create that space that the people come in that are on the same wavelength as you as well. People come in that respect you. You have that time without the drama from all the noise going on around you to actually go within. So it's actually not a bad thing when this happens. It sometimes can be the beginning of you actually stepping into owning who it is you are as a mother or as a parent. The science based behind this is your soul always knows what is the best thing for you. Always, always, always. Your soul is always going to be there knocking on your door going, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up, listen to me. I know I'm right. Come on, let's get this going. And the doubt comes in when the mind and all the patterns and all the belief systems and all the form structure, that linear way of thinking that is just cannot be outside of anywhere but the box, that comes in and starts questioning the soul on, are you sure though? Is this really the right thing? Logically, this might not work out, blah, 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 blah. Or if you just do this, then this outcome will happen. And it always wants outcomes. It always wants something that it can tangibly grasp and hold on to and attach itself to. So if that is the behaviour of your child and them doing what it is that you want them to do, when you want them to do it, in the emotion that you want them to do it in the time frame that you want them to do it in, then that is massively coming from the ego mind space of you receiving your validation from how it is that your child behaves. That's conditional love, and I'm not saying that that is good or bad, that is just what that is. Unconditional love is allowing the moment to unfold as it is and accepting it with presence, and that's it. So you're running from soul space, you're running from the space of we're not separate, we are one, but my child is also not mine, not my identity, they're not me or an extension of me, they are their own person, and we are one at the same time. So it's both things going on at the same time. It's a paradox, it's a dichotomy that's going on at the same time that the mind just cannot possibly comprehend, because this is a feeling, this is an experience. So when you come into singularity and unity consciousness within yourself, and that's in an internal job, that is not going to happen from anything external of you, then once you come into that space yourself, within yourself, you will experience differently on the outside. So your child will then start to begin to want to do things that you've asked them to do. But when we're looking at people from the outside going over your boundaries or telling or questioning you that you're doing it wrong or not good enough, blah, blah, blah. That's not the time to doubt yourself more and allow the mind to come in more. That is the time to actually just allow your own sense of self and the safety within your soul and the trust within, I know that I'm doing the right thing, to expand. And sometimes we can be scared of that expansion because we know then that as we expand into that space and as we hold that boundary, then this adult may not like it. And we don't like upsetting other people because we've probably likely always been a people pleaser our whole lives too, because that's how we're often brought up as well, especially as women, to be people pleasers and to do what everyone else wants and put yourself last. Run around after everyone else and put yourself last. This is the opposite of that. You have to put yourself first in order to have that deeper connection with your child even. You have to put yourself first, because really this is not about anyone else outside of you or your child. It's only about you. So when you start to implement boundaries, yes, people may leave. When you start to implement deeper boundaries and be grounded more in that boundary, then yeah, people may not like it, and they may have something more to say about it, and they may try crossing it again even more, even deeper, going into and really raking out what it is in there that you're not trusting yourself with. So it's just a mirror, it's just a soul feedback, it's just where am I at right now, and looking at yourself and watching your own thoughts and emotions. So if you're struggling with the self-doubt of we're on a different page, we're not on the same page with the way that I parent my child, with whoever, whatever adult it is in your life, it doesn't matter whether it's your partner, it doesn't matter whether that is one of your parents, it doesn't matter whether that is a friend or another family member, it does not matter, whoever that is. This is a relationship between you and you. That is it. That's really it. And sometimes we're so scared of losing those people around us because then we feel like we won't have a support system, whilst at the same time feeling like we don't have a support system anyway because we feel like they're not even on the same fucking page. So really, it's like something has to change or nothing's going to change in this situation. So you either have to go within and then up your boundary, and yeah, those people might not like it and they might walk away, but actually you feel so much more confident within yourself, you feel so much more grounded within yourself after that initial sadness is over, because you've actually stayed true to your soul. And that's when your soul sings, and that's when your soul is like on fire, and you feel worthy because you've stayed true to your soul and your own deep inner knowing. And it's when you move away from that and you listen to all the doubt within the mind and the logical reasons as to why you can't follow your soul, that's when you are in this place in between of like having no clarity, and I don't know what to do in this situation with my child, I don't know whether to do this, I don't know whether to do that, rather than actually like, I know what to do. And you're not thinking about it, you're not going about your day thinking, oh, I don't know what to do about this situation, I don't know what to do about that. You're just simply being with your child in the moment, because this is a journey of being, not of doing. It's a completely different paradigm, it's a completely different way of living your life, it's a completely different experience. It's kind of like you have to be in the embodiment of what it is that you want. So if someone says to you, oh yeah, I'll make you laugh, and it's like, well, don't just say you're going to make me laugh and make me laugh. Just do it. It's that. So if you're saying, I want more connection with my child, if you're saying, I want more trust within myself, if you're saying, I want people to stop questioning me on my parenting or getting offended when they do question me on my parenting, then you have to be that within yourself. You have to actually be that vibration of deep trust within yourself. You have to be that vibration of deep connection within yourself. You have to be the vibration of knowing that actually whatever choice you make within your parenting journey is the right one for you and your kids. And that's it. And people feel it. They feel that. They know it. Because you're being it. You're not just saying it. It's a different experience, and it's only something that you can only experience. It's not something that your mind will ever comprehend, because the mind is duality and the soul is singularity. So the mind is always going to be up and down. It's always going to be left and right. It's always going to be going swinging from one side to the other. The soul is always just there, just being, just experiencing, just in the moment, just non-attached, just allowing and accepting things as they are. So let me know in the comments if you've had this happen to you, if you've upped your boundaries, if you're still in a space of not quite knowing where you are with the clarity, with the connection, with placing boundaries even. If you are a people pleaser or not, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, then subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this, and come over to my email list. I'll put all of my website details and everything in the description below, and come over to my email list where I share all the goodies. Lots of love.